no matter the location. From OAK, LA to LV, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and if you're looking for the latest news and rumors around the silver and black, you're in the right place. If you're looking for an awesome Father's Day gift idea as well, you are also in the right place. So Panda Supps, they make the best workout supplements on the market. I use them on the reg. If you want to go hook up Dad, go to pandasupps.com. Use code DAD, D-A-D, for 40% off on the best workout supplements. And if you spend over $100, we're going to throw in a free Panda Supps hat. All right, y'all, so what's coming up here on today's video? I'm going to give you some practice updates on some of the biggest players on the Raiders and tell you what's going to be happening with them since minicamp starts tomorrow. I'm going to give you an update on Solomon Thomas. Remember, he tore his ACL. Where exactly is he as it stands right now? Kenyan Drake's impact for this team. Where is he going to make a big-time difference in this upcoming year? The NFL's best play callers. Does Jon Gruden end up making the list? And at the very end of today's show, is Jon Gruden and Derek Carr on the hot seat if the Raiders don't make the playoffs this upcoming season? So I wanted to give you guys a quick little update here on some players that have not quite been practicing. They haven't been out there on the field, and everyone's been panicking out there. All 10 players that you're about to see on screen, all are expected to attend mandatory minicamp. Josh Jacobs is a big name. Yannick Ngakoue, also a big name to keep in mind. I actually love to see Jacobs today was at media day for the Raiders, posting some videos, having a good time, which is always what you like to see. Quentin Jefferson, Solomon Thomas, some good news here as well. Divine Diablo, he is expected to attend. However, he has not yet signed his rookie deal yet, but he is expected to be there. Also good news to see Isaiah Johnson there, because that was been one that's been a little bit of a head scratcher for me. So if you guys haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the Raiders Report. We're the #1 most watched Raiders channel on YouTube because we're interactive, daily videos, but my favorite day of the week is on Tuesday, and we go live every single Tuesday. It's at least a live hour show where we talk about news and rumors. I do a fun little segment. We do mailbag, so if you want to get featured on the Raiders Report, the easiest way to do it is tune in on Tuesdays. So hit that big red button that says subscribe and turn on those notifications. So when I go live tomorrow, you get an update on your phone, and that way you can join the show. The first story we're talking about here on the Raiders Report is around Solomon Thomas and how healthy is our newly acquired defensive tackle that we ended up signing in free agency to that 1-year, $5 million deal. Good news. Thomas, he is ahead of schedule. Now, anytime I see ahead of schedule, I am always one of the happiest dudes out there, especially considering the fact that I have once also torn my ACL. However, I am not nearly in as good a shape as these NFL players are. Maybe if I would have used a little bit more Panda Supps, I could actually be on an NFL roster. Totally kidding. But what I am here to talk about is that, he tore his ACL in week 2 with the 49ers last season, and the fact that he is ahead of schedule at this current juncture, that's a good sign. He actually also had, I'll say, minor ankle surgery in December, which really wasn't talked about all that much simply because he really hasn't been playing. But the good news is that he is expected to practice. He's expected to be out on the field, and I am really, really excited to see what Solomon Thomas looks like this upcoming season. Now, here's his quote on tearing his ACL and basically the journey and everything that happened along with this. So it's been a long journey, a lot of hard work. It was a mental struggle for sure. Anytime I looked too far forward, I would get stressed. I would get frustrated. But I had to get treatment. But I had a great treatment team. And when I could take it day by day and just put in the work, we got better and better every day, and we're ahead of the curve. So that's what Solomon Thomas had to say on tearing his ACL. The next story here coming up here on the Raiders Report is actually also going to be around Kenyan Drake, running back for the Raiders. So not only did they go out and sign Thomas, they also went out and signed Kenyan Drake. This was a move that a lot of people out there were scratching their heads about, right? 2 years, $14.5 million. It's a lot of money considering the fact that you also have a very talented running back in Josh Jacobs. But what exactly was the reason behind them going out and getting somebody like Drake? They're going to use him in a joker role. It's something that they wanted to be able to use Lynn Bowden Jr. last season, and that just didn't work out. They traded him away to Miami. But the Raiders need to get a lot better in the red zone, and that's what you're hoping to see out of Drake, who he's a good running back between the tackles, had 10 rushing touchdowns last year, but I actually think the best tape that he's had was 2019 on Arizona. But not only can he run, he can also pass. Bobby Miles, anybody, throw it down in the comments section. But here's the Raiders running back depth chart as it stands right now. You're going to see a lot of Jacobs. You're going to see some Drake in there as well, right? I mean, this is a very solid 1-2 punch for the Las Vegas Raiders. But what they really need to get better at which is why he got paid so much money, is red zone efficiency. Because when I show you these numbers here, the fact that the Raiders rank 10th in the league in points per game, 27.1, that's good, right? Total yards per game, 8th. Pass yards per game, 7th. Rushing yards per game, 14th. And meanwhile, this is all behind an offensive line that was ranked like 24th against the pass and 17th against the run. So those numbers are, again, middle of the road. The number that's really jarring here is red zone efficiency, 23rd. You're scoring only 54.2% of the time in the red zone. That needs to get drastically better. And if it does, that leads to more wins. Because if you're top 10 in these three categories here, tell me why you can't be top 10 here. Hopefully when they get in the red zone, it's a little bit better. So Kenyan Drake, I'm looking at you. So predicted, how many touchdowns for Drake this upcoming season? I'm somewhere between like 7 to 8. I do think that it can happen because they are going to end up using him. And if they don't use him, then it's a waste of money. So fingers crossed that he has a good season. I'm going to go 7 or 8 for Kenyan Drake. So today's show is presented by Panda Sups. Go to the code below. Use code DAD at pandasups.com to get your hands on the best workout supplements on the market. I don't know about y'all. Dads can be kind of difficult to be able to wrap your mind around. And I was talking to mine on the way to work today. I was like, yo, what do you want for Father's Day on Sunday? It's literally right around the corner. You know what he tells me? I don't care. I don't know. If that's your dad and that's the answer you're going to get, how about you just get him something where you can get rid of the dad bod a little bit and you can also save yourself some money. So if you want protein, if you want nootropics to help him stay focused at work, maybe he can't sleep. My dad sleeps for 4 hours a night and he's like, oh, I wake up at 2:30 in the morning. Maybe go ahead and get him some sleepy. That way he can actually sleep a little bit. If he's trying to get back into shape or if you're trying to paint your 2-car garage, Dad, I'm looking at you. Maybe you need some pre-workout to wake up a little bit. If you're sore because you're over 60 years old, maybe my dad's over 60. He's going to get mad at me for this. But if you're over 60 years old and you're waking up all the time, you're like, man, my shoulders are sore. Actually, BCAAs are a great way to get rid of some of that muscle soreness. And if you want to burn a little bit of fat as well, big guy, guess what? You can go to pandasups.com, use code DAD to save 40% off. And we got a little cherry on top out there. If your dad is losing his hair and he likes to wear a hat, or if you just want to get him a hat, if you spend over $100 on your order, we're going to throw in a free Panda Sups hat. And there's like 6 or 7 different kinds of hats that you can get. So it's not just this one. There's a whole bunch of different ones. There's snapbacks, fits, literally hat for literally every person out there. So Father's Day is on Sunday. Pandasups.com. Use code DAD to save 40% off. The next story coming up here is actually around Jon Gruden, and is he a top 5 play caller in the National Football League? I would love to be able to sit here and tell you it's 4 Chucky heads. But it's 0 Chucky heads. Tuck rule, tuck that. Gruden is a good head coach. I do not think that he is a good play caller, though. However, Pro Football Focus, they went out and ranked the best offensive play callers entering the 2021 season. They had Jon Gruden ranked number 4 on the list, and he has been the head coach of the Raiders since 2018. The reason why I am going to go out and give this 0 Chucky heads, tuck rule, tuck that has not so much to do with Gruden. However, it has everything to do with like the Raiders offense. Like the Raiders offense deserves a lot of credit. I don't really think that Jon Gruden deserves as much credit here because the offense has got Derek Carr, who's gotten steadily better year after year, but they also have a good running game. They have a good tight end. They had a good offensive line. You have actually a lot of pieces around Carr in this offense, so I don't really know if I want to give all the credit to Jon Gruden considering the fact the Raiders have stunk in the red zone recently, which that should probably go to somebody like Gruden. But here were the top 5 play caller rankings, and I know I'm going to get some hate out there from a lot of people, but like, this show is about being honest. Do you honestly think that Jon Gruden is a top 5 play caller in the NFL? If he is, and you're saying, oh yeah, Mitch, he absolutely is, then you better start getting rid of all your other pieces on offense because if you're 23rd in the league in efficiency and you're got a top 5 play caller, but you're not top 5 in a lot of categories, then your players are the ones to blame. And I think it's a little bit more on Gruden. So here's the Raiders scoring offense since Gruden took over here, okay? Remember, he took over in 2018. This is where they were before him. 18.8 points per game, 23rd best in the league. Then when he took over, 28th, 24th, and a good solid year here, 10th in the NFL, 27.1. Those numbers are impressive, which I do agree with. And I understand that Gruden has taken this offense and it actually has gotten a lot better. However, for me to sit up here and tell you that he's a top 5 play caller, that's me lying to you, and that's me not doing my job. So here's the question. Is Gruden a good play caller? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to go down in the comments section and type N for no. Is he a good play caller? Sure, he's middle of the pack. If you were to be honest, I'd rather have a lot of other guys than Jon Gruden. But I will say this, good head coach, can't call him a top 5 play caller, though. Now, if you guys have made it this far in the video, I got to be doing something right around here. Hit me up on Instagram, at Mitchell Renz 365. I did an IG live on, Friday? This past week, got to meet up with a lot of people, had a few drinks, had a good time. If you see anything from this video you have extra questions on, please don't be afraid to slide into DMs. They're open for a reason. If you want to talk Raiders, if you want to give me some show ideas, I'm always about it. The other reason why I tell people to hit me up on IG is that way you can get to know me and what's going on in my personal life. I don't know if anybody's going to be in Las Vegas from July 14th to July 19th, but I'm actually going to be in Vegas, and I'm super stoked because I booked my Allegiant Stadium tour for July 17th. So if anybody's going to be near Allegiant Stadium on July 17th, hit me up. But I want to give a special shout out to Esperanza La Primera, who hooked me up with my tickets. I got 2 tickets for me and my girlfriend Alex. Really excited about it. Going to take a whole bunch of pictures. So after July 14th to the 19th, don't be surprised if all you see is me at Allegiant Stadium for a long time on the IG. All right, the next story coming up here is around Derek Carr and actually also around Jon Gruden. And if the Raiders miss the playoffs in 2021, is it time to move on from Carr and Gruden? I'm actually going to give this one 2 chalky heads and say people are talking. I've said it multiple times on the show, and now Clutch Points is also going to go ahead and bring it up, where they just flat out say Carr and Gruden need to go if the Raiders miss the playoffs in 2021. The reason why it's 2 chalky heads is because if the season is an absolute disaster, then sure, I'll be one of the first people to say Gruden's got to go, Derek Carr's got to go. However, if Carr continues to show that he's getting better and if he has a better year than what he did last season, I don't really know if that's how I'm going to move on, right? But, this is my mindset. If you're going to move on from Derek Carr, then I really think that Jon Gruden has to go as well, because I don't really foresee Carr struggling that much where you're like, all right, this guy's got to get off the field. I foresee Carr having a year basically like what he had last season, and it'd be more of a possibility that the defense doesn't step up, and then Carr's just going to be the one that gets blamed again. If everyone's going to be pointing their finger like, oh, the Raiders aren't winning games, it's Carr's fault, he's got to get rid of them, then those exact same people need to say, okay, well, if it's Derek Carr's fault, then it's also Jon Gruden's fault. It's also the head coach's fault, and he needs to get the hell out of there too, because if you're going to move on from your QB, you might as well move on from your head coach, because do I really want Gruden taking another quarterback? That's something I don't know, which is why I'm going to sit up here and say you keep Derek Carr in 2022, and you even keep Jon Gruden, even if they have a really bad season. The reason why I would go ahead and do this is because Carr's a good quarterback. Fringe top 10, he's like 11 or 12 on my list. But if you're going to keep Carr, I guess I should say if you're going to move on from him, tell me how many other quarterbacks you'd be more confident in him. Tell me another quarterback that makes $19.9 million next season that's as good as DC. I just don't know if I can give you a name. Plus, I would rather keep Carr for 2022, and then if you want to go ahead and draft somebody who is going to be his replacement to learn behind him, that's the route I would go. So even if this season is bad, I still am one of those dudes that's like, I probably would end up keeping him. That's simply because I want a young quarterback to learn behind Derek, because you can't tell me that Derek doesn't know the system well and he doesn't know how to be a professional in this league, which is everything that he does. So I understand all the Gruden stuff. I understand all the Carr stuff, but it would have to be an absolute dumpster fire of a year for me to sit up here and say, hey, got to get rid of Carr, got to get rid of Gruden, especially because you would owe Gruden $60 million.